Hi there, Emily. What's coming up?
Well, Dave, it's another busy week in markets, both on the economic and earnings fronts. But let's talk about earnings specifically, because there are a lot of key names to be watching this week. Now, we have a number of major companies reporting results in the coming days, including AMD, Lyft and Airbnb tomorrow, Uber and Moderna on Wednesday, and Nikola, Shopify, and Block, the company formerly known as Square, on Thursday. But if you look at the earnings calendar, many of these names, I'll point out, are reopening names. They're companies that have generally benefited from the pandemic era reopening, this pickup in consumer mobility that we've been seeing over the course of the past year. So that's companies like the ride-hailing firms Uber and Lyft, plus lodging and travel firms like Airbnb, Booking Holdings, and Marriott. So the results and commentary from these executives especially will give us another update on how demand in travel is shaping up. These first quarter results will include that period in January when the Omicron variant was spiking in the U.S. So that may have dented results. So in that case, it's really going to be that guidance and commentary about current demand trends that are going to be most important to watch. But I do want to zoom in a bit further on Uber and Lyft and those expectations, since these have been good bellwether stocks for consumer mobility as well as labor trends. These companies had seen some challenges around finding drivers throughout much of the past year. They've talked about these trends improving in recent quarters, so we will see if that continues. But both of these stocks have underperformed the Russell 2000 so far this year. But finally, one last stat that I want to leave you guys with is that heading into this week, just over half of S&P 500 companies had reported their latest quarterly results. The earnings growth rate so far, the expected earnings growth rate has slowed down considerably for the S&P 500 to 7.1% compared to what we saw in the fourth quarter. So if this is maintained, it would be the slowest rate that we've seen for the index since the fourth quarter of 2020. So we will see how the rest of the earnings shape up this week and for the rest of this reporting season. Shauna.